Hello everyone. I'm going to go over 5.2 and I'm going to try and make this video faster because the last one took all day to upload. So here we go. Section 5.2, we're going to learn about adding and subtracting decimals. Okay, so basically what you're going to do when you're adding or subtracting is what you have to do is line up your decimals. So 23.85, you're going to add 1.6. You have to put the decimals in line with each other. 604. So I know there's not a place here, so you're going to put a 0. And then simply add. So 0 and 4 is 4, 5 and 0 is 5, 8 and 6 is 14. So carry the 1, bring down the 4, put your decimal in. 3, 4, 5, and bring down the 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. So your answer is 25.454. Okay, so that's basically what we are doing in this section, adding and subtracting. So the next one, I'm going to go over it really quick. So you're adding 763.7651, 22.001, you're going to add a 0, 43.89. Make sure that your decimals are lined up and you just simply add and put your decimal in the place. So it's 829.6561. Okay, now for this next one, you're adding 45 to 2.06. So you have 45. Now understand that the decimal is after the 5 and then 2.06. So when you add, you get 747.06. Okay. Example number 4. How do you add when you have a positive and a negative? So if you look at your two numbers, when you have a positive and a negative, we learned that take your two numbers and you're basically subtracting them. So put the bigger number on top. You're subtracting these two. And 8 minus 2 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Put your decimal. 4 minus 3 is 1. Now, the answer is 1.16, and it's going to be negative because you have more negative than positive. So negative 1.16. Okay, example 5. We are going to subtract 3.5 or 0.068 from 3.5. So 3.5 and we're minusing 0.068. So you have to put 2 zeros after the 5, okay? So now we have to turn this into a 10, turn this into a 9, and that 5 into a 4, and then do your subtraction. 10 minus 8, and we talked about this back in chapter 1 or 2. 9 minus 6 is 3, 4 minus 0 is 4, and 3 minus 0 is 3. Now, how can we check this answer to see if it's right? If you add these two numbers, so 3.432, you're going to add 0.068. It's always easier to add than to subtract. So if we added 8 and 2 is 10, 6 and 3 is 9 and 1 is 10, 4 and 1 is 5, and 3 plus 0 is 3. So if you get that top number, this answer was correct. So it's 3.432. Another one, same type of problem, 85 minus 17.31. So we have a decimal after the 5, make your 2 zeros. So make this a 10, this a 9, this a 4, and then this is going to be 14, and this is going to be a 7. So 10 minus 1 is 9, 9 minus 3 is 6, 14 minus 7 is 7, and 7 minus 1 is 6. And don't forget, if you add these two up, you should get 85. And that is the correct answer. The next one, subtract 3 from. So remember the word from, you do it backwards. So again, please remember, when you see the word from, subtract 3 from 6.8, which means 6.98 minus 3.00. So 8 minus 0 is 8, 9 minus 0 is 9, 6 minus 3 is 3. And again, add these two up and you should get 6.89, and you do. For example number 8, you are subtracting negative 5.8, you're subtracting 1.7. So you're actually adding these up and you're getting a bigger negative. So really, you're going to turn this into a plus a negative 1.7. So add these up, make sure you line them up, and your answer is negative 7.5. Okay, example number 9, you've got negative 2.56, and you have two negatives in a row, so it turns into plus 4.01. So you have a positive and a negative, put the bigger one on top, and you're subtracting, okay? So you're going to subtract, you have to borrow here, so you're going to end up with, for this one, 1.45, okay? Because this is a, you're going to borrow, you have to put 1 here, so this is 11 minus 6, which is 5. This became a 9, so this is 11, this is a 9. 9 minus 5 is 4, and you had to borrow 1 from here. 3 minus 2 is 1, so it's 1.45. And it's positive because you have more positive. And example number 10 talks about here's just some more adding. And you just line it up, 27.6 and 519.25. Add, so you've got 5 and 0 is 5, 6 and 2 is 8, and that would be 16 for... The answer is 546.85. Now, to estimate, there's two different ways to estimate. This 27.60, if you rounded it to the nearest tens, that becomes 30. 519 becomes, if you rounded that to the nearest 100, it's closer to 500. And if you add, you get 530. Now, you could also turn that into 30, round this to the nearest, both of them to the nearest tens. So that would be 520, and you get 550. So this number is between these two, so it's a good estimate, okay? And there's another example, but I think we don't have to do all of them. The last I think you're going to do is evaluating expressions. And all you're doing in this section, they give you an expression x minus y. It says replace x for 2.8. So 2.8, we're going to subtract 0.92. So again, make sure you line up your decimals, okay? So you're going to borrow 1. This is going to be a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. Okay, so this became a 7. Borrow. So 17 minus 9 is 8. And 1 minus 0 is 1. So it's 1.88. And you could add these up and make sure that you get that answer, which you do. Okay, so evaluating expressions, all you do is plug and chug. Same with number 12, number 12 is a little different. It's saying, is 2.3 a solution to 6.3 equals x plus 4? So 6.3, does this equal, so 2.3 we're going to replace for x, plus 4. If we add these two up, 4.0 plus 2.3 is 6.3. So 6.3 does equal 6.3. Yes, it is a solution. Okay. How do you simplify expressions? Well, again, you want to look for like terms. So in this problem, you've got 11.1x and 8.9x. So the x's just stay as x. 9 and 1 is 10. 8, 1 and 1 is 10. And 1 and 1 is 2. So that becomes 20.0x, or you could just say 20x. And then negative 6.3 minus 4.6, you're going to get a bigger negative. So that's negative 10.9. So the answer is 20.0x minus 10.9. Okay. A few more problems. How do you calculate the cost of owning an automobile? So this is a very real-world example. You have a monthly car payment of $256.63. You have monthly insurance costs, and gas is $195.33. what is your total monthly. So all you're doing is adding these three numbers together. Just make sure you line up your decimals like I have here, and just add vertically. And that should be pretty basic. The answer to that would be 499.48. And then the last